Tell your friends you're listening to the Verhoeven Effect podcast. I'm Colin.
And I'm Nathan.
We have another very special episode. We have the 1994 Nadja. I imagine, Nathan, you have no idea what this movie was for.
No, I did not know anything about this. He told me David Lynch underwrote it. I was like, well, that'll probably be worth watching. If you're in that frame of mind.
Yeah.
Um,
My only connection to it there's a kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like a B-side or whatever of a Static X album, and there's a song called Love Dump, which, like, people know what it is, but it's too explicit to have gotten radio play.
right.
And there's a bit of dialogue in there where, like, this lady is saying, like, I can't believe I'm letting you do this to me. And I was just like, is that just from a porn?
Yeah.
And then I go look it up, and it's like,
Talking about, yeah.
and then it's like, oh, it's from this 90s vampire movie called Nadja. It's like, never heard of this. Watched the trailer. David Lynch is in there. It's playing Portishead. And I'm like, this is like the most 90s ass movie I've ever seen. So
Yes.
let's go ahead and watch it. And it was streaming on Prime, so it was free. So it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And it was an hour and a half. So, and it feels every minute of it, but.
Well, it's a movie that, like, it starts off like visually, and it's like, yeah, this could be pretty cool. But then it just keeps going down and down. But at least it goes down on like an arc. It doesn't jump off a cliff. It just kind of slowly like goes downhill to where it's like, okay, now I'm just trying to find things I see to make it fun, because
Yeah.
I'm not really engaged with this story anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's like, it's on the for like 90s independent movies. This is like a lower end drama of that,
yes,
but it's like a high end student film.
yeah.
So, you could see promise in this movie. So I wasn't
Oh
like,
yeah, they're definitely like, because I just started paying attention to everything because I couldn't go with the narrative here, because it was just I mean, I know the story of Dracula, and this is just kind of like, okay, we're going to invert a few things and retell it. So I got that, but it's like I just found funny things that were going on with how they were filming it and what they were doing, and it
yeah.
made it entertaining.
I mean, it's got very much that like 90s, like, not too spastic, but that 90s MTV editing,
Yeah,
where you're just gonna create collages of nonsense to create like interest.
yeah,
So,
yeah. We're gonna do black and white stuff. We're gonna have the camera way too close to people's faces. There's gonna be stuff going on in the background, and yeah, and we're gonna have really cool music.
yeah.
You could just license music for a penny back then. How it worked, but because in this we had the Verve, Space Hog, My Bloody Valentine, Portishead. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
and, and none of those acts like made it much past the '90s either. I think they pretty
No,
much
but
ended like about the time this movie came out.
well, I
So,
mean, the weird thing is, like, Portishead is like I had no idea who they were in the 90s, but then
mhm.
like I came aware of them in like the 2000s. Like, I think maybe they were featured in like movies or video games or TV or something like that, and they kind of picked up a, because if you go look at their Spotify, like, it's like 500 million listens.
Yeah, yeah,
So
oh,
they've
yeah,
clearly they've ascended.
oh yeah,
um, Same thing with like Mazzy Star.
yes,
Like they had like one huge song, and then they kind of disappeared, and then they just like got found again through like other media, and like, again, 500 million listens. So,
yeah. Actually, 20 cool songs.
yeah, yeah,
Kind of sound the same, but they're
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Um. So yeah,
Yeah, because Portishead was like, when did they kind of stopped in '95,
yeah,
and then they came back. They went on hiatus and came back or whatever. But essentially, like, this stuff really stopped, in like '95. Now the Verve was always a cool band. I think they only did like 2 albums.
okay,
But a lot of people, if you just listen to the Verve, you're like, is that Radiohead? And it's like, there's a reason you think that,
yeah,
because they inspired Radiohead.
yeah.
They did that weird, oh, I don't know, that kind of Brit rock thing where it's almost like the background instrumentals drowned out the singer.
Yeah,
Everyone's, it's almost like they're competing, the singer and the instruments are competing to, we're gonna get this
the
song out, and
the
there's just,
music's trying to drown the singer.
yes, yeah, whatever that style. Oh, that's a British thing. But yeah, it's like if you listen to the Verve and you don't know who the Verve is, you're like, hey, is this like Radiohead's first album? And then you find out like the lead singer of Radiohead, like, yeah, these guys really inspired me. It's like, obviously, I could see. I mean, the Radiohead has their own unique, cool sound too.
Yeah.
But if you just don't know anything about this and you're listening to this, you're like, oh, they got Radiohead for this. That's crazy. And then you look and you're like, nope, that's actually the Verve.
It was shot in black and white, which is indie staple around this time. Like Clerks came out the same year, so
Yeah.
which I think Clerks did it for like the 10th of the budget that this did. So.
Yeah.
But this had actually like actors in it. It's not just everybody's friends. So.
Yeah. I mean, this had like Clerks had clearly better dialogue and a sense
Oh
of
yeah.
fun, whereas this was like, we're gonna be serious, weird European types or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I mean, like, there's some interesting cinematography, which you could see, like, oh, if you give them a bigger budget, they could do something interesting. And you can definitely see, like, Lynch influence. Like, maybe that's why he caught in. I have no idea. But you could definitely see, like, oh, yeah, this guy could direct an episode of Twin Peaks. No problem.
No, I think Lynch, because what the way I understood it, he just took over funding for this movie.
Yeah.
He was like, I like what you're doing. I'll give you $1 million. And this was, I think, right after he got booed at Cannes.
Okay.
He was kind of mad at I mean, I'm assuming. He was sort of angry anyway. And it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do something else weird. So of course.
And Peter Fonda did this for free.
Yes. Yeah.
He's not. I wouldn't. He's like not good, but he's interesting in this movie. Being like the hippie Helsing is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, Peter Fonda is a cool guy to watch, and he made a lot of dumb movies.
Yes.
You know him for Easy Rider. Now, when he's serious, and he's done some good movies.
Yeah.
He has also done some of the weirdest, like, hey, there's a Canadian gore schlock horror movie. It's like, what's Peter Fonda do? Sober him up. Get him in here. Because if you look up Peter Fonda's filmography, it is eccentric, to say the least.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he showed up in this does not surprise me.
And I don't know how much you attribute the cinematography to the cinematographer or the director. It's usually a collaboration, so I don't know. I haven't seen this guy's other movies, so.
I
the director of photography has gone on to do quite a bit. He has a career, and weirdly, he's like his biggest thing are like sequels to like big comedies. So.
Okay, you got to find your place.
Like I think he did like Sisterhood of Traveling Pants 2. He shot Pitch Perfect 2. What would you say?
Instead of 2, it should be like the French, like DE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2.
Yeah. But he does a lot of TV, so
he's the second chances guy. Well, I mean, this is like very. I don't know. I think I don't know if him and the director is be like, how would David Lynch do this, and they with their own version of that. I'm not sure, or maybe David Lynch liked what he saw and was like, yeah, I'll pick up the funding for this. I don't know how that system works.
I mean, I guess around this time, like, you could do things like shoot, like, half a movie and bring it to a film festival, and, like, people would see it, and then you get buzz, and people would attach to you. I mean, that's what happened to Clerks. They showed it at, like, I'm not sure if it was, like, Tribeca or something around that, like, a lesser, like, known thing, but, like, it picked up steam in, like, the film festival circuit, and then, like, Miramax like, yeah, we'll put it out, and then they, got, like Soul Asylum and put a song on there and then released it in theaters and stuff like that. So, yeah, this came out, September 1st, 1994, which I'm pretty sure not to a lot of fanfare. So,
I made $443,000 in the box office.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that is purely like
probably New York.
Yeah, the whatever movie circuit it was on.
Yeah.
Because this is borderline art house.
Yeah.
It's not it's only fun because we know the people involved. It seems to have, well, not know them, we know of them.
Yeah.
It seems to have some like interesting things going on in it. I mean, you see a lot of like, who like Martin Donovan is.
Yeah, I think that yeah, when I looked up, well, he's definitely like the most '90s ass protagonist. Like he's your '90s everyman.
Yes.
Because there's like maybe 40 different people in the '90s that look just like him. But the thing I recognize him most is like, oh, he's the guy in Tenet after he wakes up from like taking the suicide pill that he thinks is a suicide pill, and he's on the boat, and he like gives like, he tells him Tenet and the hand gesture, this will open doors and like create problems. That's this dude.
I know the most recent thing I know him from was that Archive 81 show on Netflix.
Okay.
He's like the bad guy in that.
Okay.
That is a really cool show. And I've watched Archive 81 like 4 times now. I don't know why. It's just really cool. And he's a good bad guy in that.
Okay.
Now, I hear there was a whole podcast universe built around that, but
Yeah.
they say, yeah, if you like this TV show, just stop there. You won't like what they do after. Oh, okay. So I took their advice. But yeah, I recognized that guy immediately. Peter Fonda, I recognized immediately. Jared Harris was in this.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I was like, who's this? Like, holy. Well, it's weird. He looks so much like Michael Rooker in this movie.
Yeah, he does. Yes. This was a much more cut Jared Harris.
Yeah.
No, because I saw that and I was like, wait, did they have this wrong? It's like, no. But actually, once you realize it, you're like, yeah, that's Jared Harris, but damn, does he look like Michael Rooker?
Yeah. And I thought like, oh yeah, did we have Jared Harris in a movie recently? And like I looked up, like, no, he's just in a lot of TV that we watch. So
he was in let's see, he was in Chernobyl, of course. He was the main guy in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Which of course I loved. And then he was in The Expanse.
Yeah.
And then he was most recently he's Harry Seldon in Apple's kind of weird Foundation series, which I've watched 2 seasons of, and then I haven't picked up on Apple again. But I want to see more. But yeah, so that's, you know who he is, but you don't know who he is here. Wow.
Well, also like, he comes in like a late second act character reveal, and then he's just kind of there for the rest of the movie. He does a good. Well, that's another thing I was gonna say. Like, I don't think the writing in this, like, it's a good concept, but there's not really good dialogue in this movie. Which again, that's not necessarily.
If you told me all the dialogue was improvised to a certain extent, I would be like, yeah, probably.
But I
Donovan and Fonda, they seem to be working off a script.
Yeah, well, I feel everyone elevates a poor script in this movie, and not everyone's a great actor in this movie. But it's directed by Michael Almereyda.
I'll take that.
All right.
Which is a guy from Kansas.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Midwestern guy.
This movie, you think it's some like weird Euro movie. It's like, no, all these guys are like, a lot of these guys are from America. Not all of them, but the director is. I mean, he was an art major at Harvard.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So yeah, like he's done some TV directing. I remember his 2000 Ethan Hawke Hamlet movie. I really like that movie, mostly for the soundtrack. It has a really good soundtrack of bands you don't know. So
yes, it does.
It's not necessarily the best version of Hamlet. There's many good versions of that there, but that was a an interesting modern time take on Hamlet. It's no Romeo and Juliet. The 90s Romeo and Juliet, but I remember liking it, and I just saw it on cable. Like, it clearly didn't get a great release or anything like that. And that's about the only thing of his that I recognize.
He did a really good one with Peter Sarsgaard and Winona Ryder about the Milgram experiments.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of those.
Is that the one? Is that the one they shock people and they have someone in a lab coat? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody they think they're shocking someone in the other room. It's an actor.
Yeah.
No one's actually being shocked, but it's like people will only. They tell him you got to keep going. You got to keep going. The guy in the lab coat.
Yeah.
And it shows how authority. Basically, it's like, how did the Nazis do all that awful stuff? It's like, because authority.
Yeah.
People are like, well, this guy's in charge. Surely he's, there's no consequences to my action. He's in charge, right?
Which is that's an experiment that they will what do you call it? Credible not facilities, but organizations won't do anymore because it's just psychologically damn. Because at the end of the experiment, if you go through with it, they're like, you just gave that person a fatal dose, right? They're like, oh my god, who am I?
And almost nobody stood up for that.
Yeah.
I think one guy almost got into a fight with the dude in the lab coat, but that was it. It was like everyone else was like, well, if you say so, this is real. But they were the whole time like people like, this is wrong. This is not, you can't be serious right now. But yeah, you got to press the button. Nobody occurred. And they weren't being held or no one had a pistol out or something. You could walk out of the room. It's like, I'm not doing this. Go to hell. But almost nobody did. A few people did, but yeah. It was an interesting because they mixed that movie was like if you just like the history of it.
Yeah.
It was cool and some of the dialogue and the things that were going on, but they interspersed a lot of the original footage with it.
Okay.
Which kind of made it almost depressing to watch because it is a depressing concept.
Yeah.
Because you realize like most people will follow orders because that's how our society works.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is how it happens. Because it's fun to believe that, like, well, part of Germany just went randomly psychotic and they just decided to throw people in ovens. And it's like, nope, it wasn't. That would be nice. That would be like, yeah, see, they drank the crazy juice and they did that. No, they went along with it because it's like this guy in a uniform says I have to do it. So, yeah, that's what really makes that sad. The other one's like the Stanford prison experiment. That's another that's more like tribal stuff, but
yeah.
Guards versus prisoners and how people would just immediately revert to the most psychotic behavior. It's like he's not one of the guards. We can do whatever we want. Yeah. That's what this guy did. Not literally, but he made movies.
Yeah. So yes, he's an okay director. So he made a career out of it. So good for him.
He knows how to make things visually interesting.
Yeah. Cinematographer is Jim Denault. Which again, like we mentioned, some of his big comedies. He's done a lot of prestige television as well. So he made a career out of that. Let me see a show that I thought he did a bigger one. He did a lot of USA shows. He did Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Wayward Pines. I remember that being kind of a cinematic show.
Yeah, that was a good looking show.
Oh, he did some episodes of Yellowstone, a show I'll probably never watch. Oh, he did like a bunch of... I didn't even know this. He does 47 episodes of Law & Order Organized Crime, which apparently ran from 2021 to 2025, and I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, I've never heard of it until you said it right. It's not because I'm cool or something. It's because there's so many of those shows that come out, can't even keep track of them.
Yeah.
Glad people are working. That's important.
Yeah,
but...
and he does a good job here of like, let's experiment.
Yeah.
So why not?
Try things.
Yeah. Written by Michael Almirieta and cast is Ellen Lowenson, Peter Fowler, and Nick Ratner. I'm not sure who that is. Is that the guy who plays Rainfield?
Yeah, Renfeld. Yeah.
Rainfield.
No, that's Carl Gary.
I don't know who Nick Ratner is.
It says he is credited as the victim in the bar from the opening scene.
Okay, this must be an order of appearance. Okay. That's
Okay.
probably why that's mentioned. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should stop reading the cast list. It's like it's almost never helpful.
Sometimes it is.
Well, or I'll read it and then
Anyone's gonna know who they are.
no. Well, it's just weird sometimes where it's like I give a list of names and we know who. Like, why are these the top names in the movie when there's clearly more famous people in this movie? But that's not how these things are organized. Sometimes there's a hierarchy of who gets billed where, and sometimes it's alphabetical, and sometimes it's an order of appearance. So that's why these things get weird. So, and also I don't, this is a lot of info for Internet Movie Database to manage, and maybe they aren't managing it as good as they could be. So And I
Or
doubt.
be however this movie was produced, they didn't follow like normal
Yeah,
conventions, and it's just this is all who's in the movie.
yeah. Um. So yeah, I guess we'll get into it. We got Act One. David Lynch presents. When we get some digitized opening credits, and then eventually the title Nadja comes out. Um. We get a voiceover.
For a beating when the credits take this long, even that interesting. Except, hey,
Yeah,
David Lynch had something to do with
yeah.
this.
It's an hour and a half movie. And these really long credits. Like, oh, somebody's padding. So
Yep, 20 minutes of credits.
again, we notice that with like kind of movies, older movies, like have this period built in for like you're getting to your seat and popcorn and stuff like that. Whereas now, I feel like studios know like, hey, you just spent an half an hour watching trailers. Like the movie's gonna start, and so we're just gonna start it running. So
Yep. I mean, like, I'm trying to think which movie we did recently. Oh, like Total Recall kind of has a long opening credit sequence, but they put
yeah,
a cool soundtrack in there,
yes,
so that made it like it definitely like you almost needed to hear that soundtrack because like this is what's coming up.
yeah.
People's bodies are going to explode apart, and it's like so you need those driving drum beats to
Yeah.
like you're getting ready for it.
We get a voiceover of Nadja, played by Alina Lowenson. Um, yeah, I guess. Do you know her from anything else? I watched some of her phenomenal. It looked interesting, but I really didn't recognize her from anything. She played a lot of erotic thriller or vague a lot of erotic thriller things going on, but that was also the '90s. She had some movie called The Amateur that looked interesting. At least the trailer did, but I bet it's garbage. So,
She did like almost a TV. It was like I don't know, it was HBO or something. It was about the Warsaw Ghetto,
okay,
but it was kind of like had that TV movie. Remember when HBO was doing stuff, but it looked like kind of like a TV movie, but
yeah,
it was their own in-house stuff, so people were
yeah.
swearing and there was nudity. It was kind of interesting if you didn't know anything about the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, which in like 1996 I probably didn't know that much about, or maybe I did. I don't know. I read a lot of weird stuff when I was a kid, but I do remember seeing like, oh yeah, she was in that. Uh,
She also kind of has this look like Romanian Sinead O'Connor.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
We
Uh,
got a.
I know her mom had to like pay a bribe so she could come here to go to school.
Oh, to school. Okay, I heard something like I read something real quick like she to get a visa, she like had a what's that thing when you starve yourself and like in
Oh, hunger strike.
yes, a hunger strike to get a visa.
Oh, maybe that was what it was. I thought I was sure.
Or maybe I read yeah.
No, it's more compelling if it was a hunger strike.
Well, I've never heard of that before. Like, how'd you get your visa? It's like I dared to kill myself.
Yeah, in a Soviet bloc country, Europe, they'd probably be like, "Cool, go ahead." Especially Romania, not a country known for its humanity. There's a lot of Romanians, and I've asked, and they've told me some pretty dark stuff. But then they think because I asked them about the whole because I said, what about Dracula and all? I mean, I know that's dumb. Tell me the real story. They're super proud of Vlad the Impaler. They're like, oh, he saved Romania.
Huh, okay.
He saved us from the Turks. It's like, really? He goes, yes. And then they brought me a bunch of coins to keep from the old times because after they got rid of their dictator, they started putting their new hero that they put on all the coins was Vlad the Impaler. But their story of what he was and what he did is actually like, oh, that I get why you have this guy on the coins because to us it's like dark and weird. It's just like, oh, he was a killer.
Well, I heard. Do you remember the guy? I think the British guy who played the biker in like what was the FX biker show?
Oh, Sons of Anarchy.
That guy. So he's
Yeah.
working on a Dracula script, but it was supposed to be like a more, like you remember how like that King Arthur movie that Antoine Fuqua did that was more like
Oh, it's like the
realistic.
Roman legions were
Yeah,
the original.
less
Yeah.
fanciful, but like all the parts are there and like made them more realistic and gritty. So it was like that, and then like it explains everything about like, okay, why did the mythos of Dracula come out? It's like, well, this guy was underpowered against a larger army, and he had to scare the shit out of him. So he's ripping people's heads off and putting them on spikes, and he attacked at night when it was easier for him to win against a bigger army. So now you get this thing where like, oh, they're scared of the sun. It's like, no, it's just better for us to. It's more advantageous for us to attack at night, and all these just practical things that leads to the mythos. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the story I heard from these guys working on the line, because I was just like, tell me what's your view of your history? It was like, well, he saved Europe from the Turks. Like they would have conquered us and then moved all into Europe. And it's like this one guy. Now I don't know if that's like myth building or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, because I said, what about the Dracula stuff? And it's like, well, that's something some weird Irishman came up with. That wasn't a thing. And it's like, oh, okay. But then they like brought me trinkets and coins. It's like, yeah, we put them on our money before we became part of the Eurozone or whatever. It was like we used to have these coins with him on it.
Huh.
Because I never knew that. Because that's the first thing you ask when you meet someone. They say they're from Romania. It's like, tell me about Dracula. It's like, oh, no.
So it's like, so what is Transylvania? Is that a country or a city or something?
I think it's a lot of those places like had different identities at different times because they were part of, because I know Romania means like land of the Romans, and then there was like Transylvania and Transnistria, and that was I think it was a part of it, but then it all
Yeah, yeah. Wikipedia says it's like a region of Romania. So okay.
yeah, but some of them were like autonomous during certain times, and then
Right.
they
Okay, like their own city states or something like that.
yeah, and they kind of became organized. I think it was after World War II, where
Right.
it's like, okay, this is all yours now, and
Yeah.
um, and that's how we get into those weird hate things or these little, like you really got to look on the map and study. It's like, okay, they're here, and they're here, and it's like, oh, who do you people really hate more than anyone? Like the Russians for like being in the Soviet bloc. It's like, no, it's Albanians. They're evil. It's like, why? Why are they evil? And you hear these stories. It's like crazy. Like, huh? Okay, I didn't know about those people. I mean, I know it's a country. I know where it is, but why? And I'm not sure if I'm remembering it right, but they said like it's like, no, the Russians kind of brought order. They were mean, but they weren't like, they were from another faction that kind of ruled us, but we really hate those people over there because of something that goes back for 5,000 years. Oh, this is interesting. Is this why like Eastern Europe is like the dark universe part of the world where it's like all this crazy stuff's going on then and now?
As before, and will be again.
Oh yeah.
uh, so yeah, we get a voiceover from Nadja. We get some '90s ass music playing, so some alternative, like rock and sad vocals, stuff like that. But they get collage of video editing, so it's just kind of like, here's a plane moving this way, and then like it's like it's like half in focus, and then you get another plane of another thing moving in the opposite direction, and then just very '90s.
Yeah.
This is like, I imagine this is probably it's probably shot in the same exact stock of footage that Clerks was shot on. It's black and white, I believe 16 millimeter. It's like it's probably blown up. There's some digitized artifact in here, which I'm not sure what that's a part of. That was either a transfer or maybe something to present it here. I'm not sure, but you do see like interlacing artifactory in this movie, and you also see like cigarette burns from the literal film. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And then there's the other weird thing where they shot scenes on a toy camera, and it's just a blocky mess of nonsense. But that makes more sense. I know what happened there. So
Yeah, my thing for fun in this movie is, why is this happening?
yeah,
Because when they go into what I call square vision, assume is the kid's camera or whatever,
yeah,
that's when like the real surreal stuff that there's no explanation for is going to happen.
yeah.
Well, regardless of what it is, it's just, oh, something weird's about to happen, we're going into square vision. That
Well,
means
I think
reality is intruding
I
somewhere.
think I inadvertently read what it was before I watched the movie, and saying that that's like hunger vision. So
Okay.
whenever that's happening, that means somebody needs to feed. And that's
Okay.
why after somebody is done feeding, it goes back into clear, because that's kind of creating sort of like their, like drug abuse or whatever. Like I need to fix, man.
Oh,
um,
okay. I always accredit it to be. I thought it meant like, oh, we're entering into something surreal now.
it does both. It's like a character needs to feed, and also the world becomes weirder because of it. So,
Which that's kind of like that. That's where I think like the David Lynch why he liked this, or they whatever, because it seems to be like, yeah, what would you call that, diagenic weirdness or whatever.
yeah.
Like, because David Lynch is wonderful at that. Like, stuff is going to happen. It's going to make no sense. It's not even going to pay off later. But after a while, it's like I come to expect this from him, and
Yeah.
it's like you're kind of following the same path of it's like we're just going to have random weirdness, and it's not going to pay off. We're not going to know why it's happening.
I forget
It's
what do they call that when it's like weird stuff happens, but it's essentially normal. It's like magic. Was it?
magical realism.
The magical realism? Yeah.
It's like if you were like, say you're having a business negotiation, it was two guys drinking coffee and talking, and then elves came out and sang a song, and then all of a sudden they shake hands and agree. It's like, yeah, there's no reason that's happening, but it's like you enjoy it. Who are the people that come closest to this? Some of those seasons of the Fargo TV show almost
Yes.
introduce elements of
Hmm.
like, why is this happening? Because like the second season was just a UFO just
Yes.
show up, and it's like that clearly doesn't exist, but moving the story along in a weird way.
Yeah. David Lynch is probably the best at it. Like there was a kid in a mask hopping around for no reason. It's like, well, there could be a reason if you just think hard enough.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, if you start writing ideas down, and maybe I didn't even know it. That's why this is fun.
But that's also the artistry of David Lynch versus like this guy. It's like it's more interesting when Lynch does it. When this guy does it, you just like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Am I drinking too much? Why is this going on?
But also like you can see the budget in this movie. Like they wanted to have like more action or exciting things to happen. It's like, well, what if we just had people kind of talk at each other? It's like, is it going to be an interesting conversation? Like, no. So, are
This
we
is
going
what,
to know what they're talking about? Like, no.
it's very much a hallway in apartments movie.
Yes.
That's they only do like a big thing at the end, but even that, it's like, oh, it's a warehouse, but at least they're trying something different.
I don't. It's like if you like. I don't think you've ever saw Christopher Nolan's first movie, Following.
No, I
It,
need to see that.
it's
I've been needing to.
it's very much like this. No vampires, but it feels like this, like a student film that's like kind of maybe above average. And then what the thing that makes Following kind of brilliant is like its editing, and like when you start to pick up on, oh, this happened then and this happened now, and you start to like fit things together in your head, because it is just like we film kind of people having like discontinuous conversations that don't are meaningless now but will have meaning later because of the editing process. And so if you had just played that movie front to back, it would have been a stupid movie, but it's made more interesting by its editing element, which is an intentional choice.
Okay.
But it is like, okay, yeah, college friends made a movie, so it's not that. It's still, pretentious people having conversations in rooms that they could afford to shoot in. So, um, and then it's also then like the editing style leads to the brilliance of the production style, because they basically shot the movie on weekends when they weren't working their jobs, and so like everything is shot to be modular. It's like today we're shooting this scene, and then tomorrow we're shooting, next week we're shooting this scene, and then they will all stitch together the way they are planned to be stitched together. So, and they're also made in a way that, there's sort of a beginning and an end to every scene. So if we wanted to, we could put every scene in any order. So,
Oh, okay.
um, let's see here. Nadja talks about finding food after 10 p.m. in Europe, which she's basically saying like, because this is New York City, right? Yeah, yeah. 'Cause she talks about Brooklyn later on. Yeah, weirdly, she talks about how her father Dracula lives in Brooklyn, and then there was literally a movie called Vampire in Brooklyn with like Eddie Murphy.
That's right. I remember that. Not to say Empire in Brooklyn. Like, that had that kind of trailer, I believe.
Yeah. It's like probably around the same time as Dracula Dead and Loving It. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, Mel Brooks is gonna get out there at like he's like 99. He's gonna shoot Spaceballs too. So go get it.
I wish he'd shoot Blazing Saddles too. That'd get the crowds roaring.
So yeah, I've never been to Europe, so I don't know if it's like. I feel like the big cities would be like 24 hours, so I don't know. I feel like a smaller town was maybe like, yeah, everything closes at 8, so yeah. But yeah, all of America used to be a place where it was 24 hours, and now it's pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty sure big cities are still 24 hours, but like, in the Midwest, you know, we used to have stores that would be open 24 hours, and you would have shenanigans at night. It's like, we got to fix our car. It's like, we're going to go to the Walmart at 2 a.m. and get the parts.
Like the home improvement stores.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we need this fuse. They only have it at Lowe's. It's like, cool, they're open. And I know shish kebabs on the way there. It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah. And I know, like, people, like, say, like, the pandemic killed the 24-hour store, but really...
Shoplifting killed the 24-hour.
Yeah. But like I was working at a store then. It's like if they actually like closed that stuff down like basically a year and a half before the pandemic, so then it just kind of accelerated that. But now also that you can order everything you want online, have it shipped to your house, that made everything like easier. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Walmart at 3 a.m. and get what I can to make this work, and rather than like I'm gonna go online and get exactly what I need and it'll be here tomorrow. So. She talks about her rich father and generational wealth from the exploitation of people. So that feels, yeah, it's like
familiar themes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was like the '90s, like the '90s apathy, where it felt like all the world's problems were being answered.
Yeah.
And then people got to be morose and sad that they weren't the part of the solution. And then everything fell apart and it didn't matter anyways.
Yeah, I mean, see what happened in the 90s was you had the most expansive economy since the end of the Second World War. And it's like, yeah, the problems were all there and things still suck, but you can paper over a lot of sadness with money. And then, you know, like that all vaporized and now it's just like, oh, it's general sadness with money to paper it over. And also people being very anxious and worried about very stupid shit instead of like, no, there's real problems. Like it's like the economic implosion we're heading towards as a planet is going to, like, everything you're worried about will be swept away you know, when the dollar reaches zero value. It's like, yeah, things are going to move in crazy directions then, and no one's focused on that. They're focused on, you know, what synthesized problems, exaggerated problems. So yeah, that's what the 90s kind of muted that a lot. It was like a good painkiller for worry, which is like, well, I have money. I can sit around and smoke in the, you know, International House of Pancakes and be sardonic.
Yeah.
And still make $100,000. It's like, yeah, okay. Or whatever the equivalent
have 3 kids you don't love.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, oh, I got this extra car. You know, there's all kinds of problems that went on then. What am I doing with all these cars? There was also a lot of poor people and misery and drug addicts too.
Oh yeah.
Not perfect. Just
but
like
also you didn't have cameras everywhere, so you know.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
If you didn't want to see it, you didn't have to. So.
Mm-hmm.
Let me cut to, we got a sex scene with a blurry toy camera, which I forget. This is like like, oh, what was it? What was the? Do you have a list of the toy camera that they're using here?
Let's see. I do not.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a toy. I thought it was a toy company.
Oh no, yes, I do. Here it is. Fisher Price Pixel Vision.
Okay, yeah. This is Nathan's. What did you call it? Square vision.
Yeah,
It's
block.
just
Yeah, like block vision or something. Yeah,
it just looks like a bunch of blurry blocks. It's also in black and white, which I'm not necessarily sure if that's how the original shot that or if that's how they accomplished that. Or not sure.
I'm not
Um,
sure.
but yeah, we see like Nadja as a vampire and feeds on the guy and kills him, which also because it's in black and white, they could do the fun thing of chocolate syrup looks like blood in black and white. Which that's how like in Psycho when you had the blood going down the drain, that's just chocolate syrup going down the drain.
Yeah, yeah, you can get away with a lot.
Then we cut to a boxing gym where Jim, played by what's his name, something Martin Donovan or what's his name?
Yeah, Martin Donovan.
Um, he's just like boxing with like some old guy who looks like he's just straight out of like a Rocky movie or something like that. And then he gets distracted, and the old guy just like beats the shit out of him and knocks him down. He's like, sorry, I got away with it. But also, it's like the bit where like he's sparring. Well, he's not really sparring the guy. The guy is like kind of acting as like a punching coach. But then he just like really just punches this dude in the stomach and stuff like that. It's like, well, that sucks. He's just a human punching bag. But he gets his, he punches him back. So And the old guy's like,
The actor's name is John Lotz.
okay,
He was a American wrestling referee.
okay.
He worked for the World Wrestling Federation and did the first three wrestling. He was the main referee in the first three WrestleMania events in the early '80s.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so this guy, he's from that background.
All right. It's a known man.
Entertainment.
And we get intercuts of a vampire figure with a stake in its heart, and then Nadia says like her father is like my father is dead.
Yeah.
And her father's Dracula, of course. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to mention that. To go from that, then we're at the boxing gym. Jim gets knocked out, and then a lady comes in to talk to Jim and talking about how his uncle's in jail for murder, for like killing a guy with a stake through the heart. It's like, oh, we're leaning heavy on the vampire stuff already, so we know where we are. This is Lucy, played by crazy name Galaxy Cruise. She sounds like a Chrysler minivan or something like that.
Actually, her name here I'm seeing is Galaxy Craze.
Oh, Craze. Okay,
Yeah.
I wrote that wrong. It still sounds like a Chrysler car. So.
It doesn't sound real.
Yeah. Which I don't
This
think.
was basically her biggest movie, I think.
Yeah. Nobody. Yeah, it is great. Galaxy Craze. Yeah, I just wrote it wrong. So her name's even crazier.
Yeah.
This is pretty much her biggest movie. Which again, she's like okay. She's probably the worst actor in this movie, but she's okay for the role because the role has her be kind of like
Yeah, it's basically like
lost for most of it. So then she can do that, roll into that bit pretty well. So
I think it would have been funnier if she would have done. What's that comedian's name? The low key heroin addict guy. He died.
Mitch Hedberg.
Yes, I think she should have played it like Mitch Hedberg, just saying weird, non sequitur stuff.
Yeah.
But she reminded me, is like, is this chick on heroin?
She also just seems like a super 90s, like,
the pixie haircut blonde chick who's
Yeah.
like kind of hot and really needy.
and sad all the time.
Yes.
And they're apparently married. So,
Yeah. Which is like not just, you don't know exactly.
yeah.
I mean, it's made clear later, but yeah.
Well, he asked like how long have we been married, which I thought the answer to that was like we're not married, but he says like forever, which sounds weirder. So I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like worse. Mary's like, oh, forever.
Then we cut to her at the morgue. Nadia's there to claim her father's body, which is Dracula. Here's where we get David Lynch as the morgue attendant, which he has like 2 lines.
Yeah.
If you watch the trailer, it feels like he's going to be in the whole movie, but this is his one scene in the movie.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, like, is he going to be like narrating the movie from this point of view? But...
Yeah. And then here, she has Renfield
Yes.
with her, which I didn't know who that was at first, and then later on, like they name out the characters. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
and
she's like
Dracula.
Irish in here. So uh,
Yeah, which was an honor to, which is probably an homage to Bram Stoker, the guy who, the guy who invented Dracula.
oh, okay, all right,
He was just a sad Irishman. Came up with that, but yeah, but Renfield is the is always Dracula's like familiar
yeah,
human, the person who can walk around in daylight and do things for the master. But here, for some reason, he's working now with with Nadja. So
yeah, yeah. He's been super friend zoned.
yeah, ultimate friend zone, eternal friend zone.
Yeah, yeah, which makes him probably a more interesting character that way. Did you watch that Renfield movie?
No, I've seen some like funny stuff about it, but
I heard terrible things about it, and I thought it was totally fine. You know, just
yeah,
low expectations. It has crazy moments. It's got Nicolas Cage doing his thing, so
yeah,
it's short, so it's good. So
just chewing the camera.
yeah, yeah,
We're not even doing the scenery now. We're just eating the camera.
and just ultra violence. So
Yeah, I knew there was crazy, like he kills Renfield's support group or something.
yeah, yeah. Well, also Renfield gets like superpowers and use it to like fight crime or something like that. I can't remember. So
Oh,
and like ripping people's arms off.
so it's kind of like the boys.
Yeah. um. And then Jim and his uncle have breakfast at a diner. Like apparently
Yeah,
they just let him out after they killed a guy. So
yeah. They don't have a body anymore
yeah.
because remember she hypnotized because David
Oh
Lynch
right. Okay.
crosses his eyes and they go get the body.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're going to prosecute you for that dead guy. It's like, where's the body? There's no evidence.
um.
We don't go. We're just writing that onto the script ourselves. They never talk.
Well, that
about
makes it well because, like, well, here are the characters: Abraham Van Helsing, played by Peter Fonda. He's worried that like there's no bodies. Like, oh, he came back because he talks about like I didn't have a chance to cut his head off and burn his body.
Yeah,
Um, and so like he's thinking like, oh, he's still out there. We got to go get him. So, um, he talks about like you can't kill something that's already dead. So, because like again in this universe, nobody knows vampires exist except for the vampires and Helsing. So,
yeah. And they don't seem to follow any vampire rules other than drinking blood.
yeah. And
'Cause
there's
like,
mention of like no reflection in the mirror, but we literally see reflections in the mirror. But that's also like a hallucination. And then there's the interesting thing where it's like they show up in Polaroids, but not in the mirror in the Polaroid. And then they don't even show the Polaroid, so it's like, it's like
yeah, nothing ever pays off in this movie. It's
so that would be in the end Act 1. We get Act 2. Nadia burns a snake firecracker thing, you know, that little black puck that grows when you set it on fire.
yeah. I thought it was weird. It's like she's really lighting a snake, like a 4th of July snake, and this
Yeah.
is supposed to be spooky somehow.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna watch the whole thing burn. So,
really impressed me. Do that compressed toilet paper thing where you throw it in water and it expands. It's like, ooh, you know, a tampon. You
Yeah.
know, what are we doing?
or get those little dinosaur things that grow when you put them in there.
Yeah,
Dinosaur sponges.
and just have like dinosaur screaming sounds with just this, you know, just expanding.
And then she plays piano and smokes. Smoking is a big part of this movie, as it was in the '90s. So,
Smoking is a big part of the '90s, and I was a '90s kid. Thought science would save me from that.
I know I've never seen it, but there's a long running film series. I think it only went to 3. Very indies. I think it's shot in black and white too, called just Coffee and Cigarettes.
Yes, yes. I've seen the first one. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of really intense conversations had like this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like imagine if everyone's doing their Quentin Tarantino impression. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's one of those things.
But it's good dialogue, and that's what
Yeah.
the movie is. We're getting good actors, good dialogue, and then we're just kind of shooting 2 cameras, and then we're done with it. So
Yeah, but everyone's being really intense.
Yeah.
Do you see a sign in front of my house? What does it say? I tell you what it doesn't say. Yeah, no, do that.
Then she talks with Renfield. Nadia says her mother died when she was born. Um, and she says she's free because he's gone now, meaning Dracula. And then we get intercuts of like a dance club and Nadia walking the street in a black hooded robe. And here's
This is probably the coolest part of the movie. This is when they play the Portishead song.
yeah.
This is what they show a lot in the trailer. It's like,
Yes.
this movie's going to be great. Walking, it's dark.
Yeah.
We're listening to mesmerizing English rock. Whatever that is, English alt rock.
Yeah. Then we cut to Lucy and Nadia are at a bar together, and Lucy asks her for if she has a cigarette, and then Lucy bums a smoke off of Nadia, and she asks Nadia's accent where she's from, and she talks about being born by the Black Sea under the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, which is a great sentence.
Yeah.
Maybe the greatest sentence in this movie.
Yeah.
It just sounds, it's very visual. It sounds good. So.
And you think, people being as cynical as they were at that time, you'd think like Cassandra would be like, you've been waiting your whole life to tell that to somebody. That dialogue doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Is the Black Sea really black?
Yeah.
It's like, of course it isn't. Blue. If it was black, people would be there filming stuff. Like, this is weird.
I mean, it's the 90s. You couldn't just see it on the internet and see it for yourself. So you'd have to go to encyclopedia and then
black and white photos.
Yeah, black and white photos. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nadia talks about going to see her brother, who she hasn't seen in years, and says her brother wants to destroy her. Which I thought her brother was going to be Helsing, but it was not. So
yeah, it kind of confused me at first too.
Yeah,
but I don't know anything about Dracula other than like the original story. Like I don't know about his kids.
Yeah.
Don't even know if it's part of it.
Yeah, because I don't know like what did Dracula kill her mom and make her a vampire just before she was born, or did he like have sex with her? Like, I don't think they procreate. Vampires don't necessarily procreate that way.
That's why people turn into vampires.
Yeah,
because they can't, because they're dead. Dead kids with dead ladies and dead guys, or I don't know.
But they don't really get in depth. It's weird. Like they go as far to get to this point where it's like, and I'm not even sure if it actually means something or if it's just a throwaway line to dissuade people from asking more questions. But they get to like shark embryos to halt back the hunger of like vampirism.
And I was hoping that would pay off. Like, why? Really? Okay. I should have known better, but I still was like, that's a crazy idea. I mean, I'm not a vampire like fan.
Yeah.
There's 2 vampire movies I really liked. Then the vampires I like best are the 30 Days of Night vampires because they make the most sense.
Yeah.
It's like if something like that was real, it would be like that. I also like the vampires in Blade.
Yes.
Because that's just cool. It's like they burst into flames, they die screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, kill them. They're evil, clearly. Those are the only 2 vampire movies that I like, that I follow. That I like, really like. I'm researching the lore. Everything else, I'm not a.
I appreciated Interview with a Vampire. I never bothered with the book series whatsoever, or even the TV series, which I hear is good.
Oh, okay. Didn't even know.
I think I watched everything but the last season of True Blood, but that was like that was schlocky in an interesting way. It's like, how violent and how much sex can HBO put on television? So
let's find out. Yes.
And then I really enjoyed Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's all like kind of a particular tongue in cheek that you kind of had to be like my age to enjoy at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like very low rent production, but like A+ writing.
Yeah, super dialogue and acting you wanted to believe in, at least.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you like the actors.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. So, yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of more like vampire series. There's Vampire Hunter D, but that's just weird Japanese stuff. So
yeah.
like a vampire hunter who's got a giant sword and he's got a talking hand because he's lonely. So at least he has his hand that talks to him, and the hand can magically eat things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when you see that scene where the hand comes up and just becomes a black hole. It's like, that's an interesting weapon. How does he swing that sword? But
Yeah.
don't ask.
Now he's a vampire. He's got super strength or something. Whatever. Um. Nadja talks about going to see her brother who hasn't seen yet, and then says he lives in Brooklyn. Lucy talks about a brother she had who committed suicide, which just seems here for no reason other than like she's sad. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Interesting to Nadja. Like, oh, you too have a sadness.
Yeah. But yeah, and then like Nadja kind of like almost as encourages her, like gives her basically like a therapy lesson on how to get over her sadness. So, and then just
pain, embrace it, let it surface, and it won't control you.
Then Lucy talks about her father getting born again, which I like here. She goes, "Do you know what that means?" And then Nadia goes, "Yes," which I think that means different things to each other.
Yeah, I did kind of like that. His father became a vampire too. He was born again, world in a different way.
Yeah,
so, oh, it's much less interesting than that.
No, this guy met a born again Christian and then married her, and then like they moved to Australia and had a new family. So like Lucy just feels abandoned that in multiple ways, by death and like by moving away and having different life. Which also didn't improve her lifestyle because like here she has a lesbian relationship with Nadja, so I don't know if there's like, oh, is she always bisexual, or is that the thing that the hang up is, or what's going on, or
no, I think Nadia's power makes her a lesbian.
Okay.
we do have some we have some block vision here, right?
Yeah, coming up. Yeah.
So that's her power as she turns Lucy gay.
Then we kind of like it kind of cuts away there. Yeah, there's some like harsh transitions in this movie because they just didn't shoot enough footage. So
yeah, there's not like fuzzy fade out. It's just like a chop. Boom. Okay, this is where we ran out of film for that day.
But like we're in the same scene, but we just suddenly cut to Nadia's at the jukebox explaining fleeting love to Lucy. Which is kind of an interesting scene. Then we cut to the rooftop with Jim and Helsing, and they're just getting blackout drunk, I guess, for reasons, because I guess that's the only way Jim hangs out with his uncle.
Yeah, it's something to do.
And Helsing talks about Dracula having countless children all over the place, and then of course Jim's like, yeah, you're just crazy. So, and then talks about Dracula meeting Nadia's mom, and then Nadia has a twin brother, and I think we get like a scene of like the shore where we see Dracula, which I guess also in these scenes is that, well, like Peter Fonda is listed as both Dracula and Helsing, which I guess is interesting, but I don't think they really make that prominent.
Yeah, I think it's another one of these ideas like we want to do.
And then we get to Lucy brings Nadia home, and there's a Christmas tree set up, which I'm guessing it's Christmas time, or they just left the tree up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's either depressed hillbilly stuff or it's Christmas time. We don't know which.
And then she talks about like her relationship problems with Jim, and then Nadia grabs a tarantula and holds it, and is like, "Oh, you make pets out of these?" Which this is a weird scene where Lucy says she feeds it potatoes and potato salad, and I'm like, is that made up? Is that what you're supposed to feed tarantulas? I thought tarantulas did. I thought they just ate live insects and stuff like that.
I don't think they're like cat or something. I don't think it's an omnivore.
Yeah.
To eat some specific things. I don't know. I just killed like 1 billion of them. So find out what they eat.
Nadia gets freaked out by some Dracula ornament on the tree, which is also featured in the trailer. I mean, this must have been a real thing. There's no way they made this for the movie. It's probably just...
it's probably some weird, like, dime store Halloween.
Then we go to blurry vision. Nadja has a sparkler because just somebody had fireworks laying around for the shoot. It's like, that'll be visually interesting in this weird toy camera or something. Then Lucy has a Polaroid camera and she's taking pictures of Nadja. Lucy lays on the ground, and then Nadia starts kissing her. And Nadia says, "Your husband is very lucky." And then Lucy's like, "I don't think he'd appreciate that right now." So, then Nadia starts feeling up Lucy's crotch, and this is where we get the famous, or the more famous from the song, "I Can't Believe I'm Letting You Do This to Me" from the Static X song Love Dump. Well, it's from this movie, but it's more known for that song. So, I guess, yeah, let me check. Let's see how many listens on Spotify Love Dump has. Because what does this make, like 500,000 at the box office?
Close to that, yeah.
Let's see, how many plays does Love Dump have? 11,817,000 plays.
Okay.
And again, that's like a song that wasn't on the radio. So,
Right, yeah.
let's see if it even makes the top. Yep, it's the top 10. It's number 7 on their list.
Oh, okay.
Their most, at least through Spotify, their most famous song is "Push It," which has 126 million listens. So, hey, Static X is still going.
Are they?
Yeah, they got like a new lead singer. Who's interesting. He's called like Zero, and he has a mask, and he kind of has the hair that Wayne Static has.
Okay.
And then their latest single is they have like old recordings of Wayne Static doing a version of Nine Inch Nails' "Terrible Lie," and that's kind of like their latest release.
Huh.
It's
okay.
it's kind of interesting. It's also all over the place, where it's like, oh, this is kind of neat, and then it's like, I don't know what you're doing here, but whatever. So, but yeah, they're still touring. So, yeah, we get some more eerie intercuts in the blurry vision. And then we just cut away. And then then we cut to Rainfield helps Nadia undress and gives her some water. I think. I don't know. There's a lot of weird water in this movie. So,
yeah. Blood. We're not sure exactly.
Nadia says she's an idiot and says she thinks she's in love. And here's where we basically learn how like Rainfield is super friend zone, because he's like, yeah, I'm in love too. And he's also stupid for it. Then we cut to Jim gets home to the apartment with the trees knocked over. He brings some fresh flowers. And then he goes into the bedroom, and Lucy's like balled up in the corner, and she says she doesn't feel well. She gets a nosebleed, and then she gets her period. And then she sees like a vision of Nadia. And then we got to Lucy is like trying to get some sleep and just like holds on to Jim in bed. And there's a buzzing at the door, and then Helsing shows up to talk to Jim. Helsing talks about Dracula's body disappearing. This is where he says something weird like, "We've entered a shadow zone, you and I." So
Again, one of those other things. It's like, man, I hope this play pays off. It's the shadow zone. It's like, nope.
no, just some weird, oh no, I forget his name. Peter Fonda being weird.
Yeah.
He also apparently just did this movie for free. He just like flew himself to New York to shoot these, then flew back and didn't take a salary on this or money for it. So, this is also where he talks about vampire powers, which is kind of standard stuff. But also you don't know if he's just a raving lunatic here, because half the powers he mentions doesn't seem to come to existence. So, or they just don't use it. You never know. So, Lucy comes down the stairs to go to work. Helsing tells Jim about how he was in love with his mother, and says his father wasn't his father, which I'm guessing implying that Helsing's his father. And then like Peter Fonda like weirdly goes up to try to hug Jim. It's like the most awkward fucking thing in this movie.
I wondered if like the other actors knew what was going to happen.
I doubt it.
Yeah, so because people weren't like being like movie acting awkward. They were genuinely like, what's
Yeah, yeah.
doing?
It felt like they had one take, and then Peter Fonda improvised, and then like, well, that's going in the movie. So, I mean, it's very independent, like movies of like you don't have enough film to have choices because
Yeah,
you didn't shoot enough coverage because coverage is expensive. So,
yeah.
so you just
Especially when you're actually shooting on film.
yes. Um, then Helsing freaks out and kills the tarantula. Thinks he's being attacked by dark forces. So, then we cut to Nadia and Renfield show up in the living room with like this lady who's Edgar's caretaker. Edgar's her brother. This is Cassandra, which I don't think we learn her name till like half an hour from now.
Yeah,
I actually kind of like this scene. They just pop into the scene. She seems very confused, but also I'm guessing that means she's mesmerized or whatever, or Nadia's doing her thing because she's like, "Did I let you in here?" She's like, "Yes." Don't you remember? Something like that. So, but yeah, this is where things get like this is where it does a good surreal when it's like this. I don't know. What do you think of like the scene?
Oh, no, again, this is the kind of weirdness that, like, oh, I can see where this came from.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna have strange conversations. No one would ever talk like this. People are gonna act weird. There's already something weird going on,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna make it weirder by kind of stare at each other. Someone's gonna say something, no one's making eye contact, whether it was intentional or not. It's like, yeah, this is when this movie weird. Well,
Is this bad filmmaking or intentional filmmaking? It's like, who knows?
supposed to get out of this? What does it mean?
Nadia's also brought Dracula's ashes, which it seems like this urn just keeps bigger, getting bigger and bigger throughout the movie.
Yeah, this urn's about as big as like a washing machine by the it's massive.
Cut to Jim finds Polaroids Lucy took of Nadia. Apparently, the Polaroid can pick up Nadia in the photo, but she doesn't have a reflection in the Polaroid, so that's interesting. So, but again, we don't show that in the Polaroid. They can't, or whatever.
Yeah, you want to see that. It's
Yeah.
like I'd love to have pictures like that or weird everyone out.
There's got to be some weird like Reddit hole about like people keeping Polaroid cameras alive or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, oh, they're still you can still get them.
Really? Okay.
You can still get film for them, like mini ones now. Take pictures like their size of business cards.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, we did that at someone's graduation party. It's like take a picture of yourself and sign your name so we know who was here.
Huh.
It was like mini Polaroid film stock.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be better than those. I know that like I think you had those at your wedding where you had like the disposable cameras where you just leave them on the table and people would take pictures and then you go develop them afterwards.
Yeah.
That seems more of a hassle, and that what you're talking about seems more like immediate. So.
Yeah, it's immediate. You take it out, you wave it around, it slowly fades in. You sign your name like I was here. Congratulations.
Let's see. We cut to Edgar, played by Jared Harris, is asleep. Nadia talks to the nurse. Edgar had an accident in South Dakota or North Dakota? I forget.
One of the Dakotas, yeah.
She makes a correction later on that she was in South Dakota, but like North Dakota is also mentioned, so I got confused and I wasn't going to go back and watch that.
Most of the people in America that don't live in either North or South Dakota would be confused too.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
is it the same place?
Which one has Mount Rushmore? Is that South?
I think so.
Okay. Nadia starts telling a story, and I thought this was like funny at first because you hear a strum of a harp, and it was like, what are they doing here? They're gonna have a flashback, and then when they just reveal there's an actual harp in the scene.
Yeah,
so.
and of course, dude can play it. Of course he can.
We get blurry vision as Edgar wakes up and struggles, and he freaks out at Nadia. Cassandra gives him a shot and puts him back to sleep. Nadia says they need to take Edgar to Dracula's apartment and they can make him better with plasma supplements.
Yes.
Then we cut to Jim and Lucy go to a bar. They try to talk about the relationship, and then Lucy uses the fleeting joy line and then throws Jim across the bar. like up and away. like throws him across the bar. So Then she heads out and grabs a cab while Helsing tries to chase her down, but she gets away in the cab. Helsing constantly has his bike here, which is just like, I don't know, weirdly emasculating for this character. It's like just killed somebody like a yesterday. So,
Still trying to chain his bike up in New York.
um, then we got to the nurse is giving Edgar injections. Nadja talks about the frailty of humans, and then here where she talks about like she's been given like serum of blood of shark embryos, and that's how they like stave off needing to feed on humans. Or this is all a lie. I don't know. So,
yeah, it just seemed like, again, it's one of those things. It's like, man, I hope this pays off.
like they just want one step further to give an explanation, and then but yeah, you don't know if it's real or not. I mean, it's not important to the story, but it's like, oh, that's interesting. What's that about? Like, it's like shark have sharp teeth and feed on live things. Is that anything connection with the vampires and sharks? Have they made Sharknado vampire Armageddon yet? So.
No, but they need.
Yeah, night tornadoes, night sharknadoes. We get blurry vision as Edgar comes to. He says he wants to die. They speak in is it Romanian? I don't know what language they speak there.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Nadja lies about what he's saying to Cassandra, which is funny because he's like, "I want to die, kill her immediately," and she says he wants to talk to me alone.
Yeah, I do love the translation. Hilarious.
Then Cassandra leaves the room. Nadja tells Edgar that their father is dead, and Nadja says that they can now start over. We cut to Renfield talks to Cassandra. He wants to sit in the chair she's sitting in. This is a very awkward scene. They make this very intentional there's probably a cut on a whip pan or something here, but they have him sit in a chair and then appear out of nowhere in a different spot. So, or he probably just ran out of the camera, out behind the camera and went behind this thing. So, they just have a little trickery here, which is a little fun, but really not unnecessary. So, and he's got a glass of glowing water. Like I think they just put a light in the bottom of a clear cup and then it makes it look like it's glowing or something. So, because at first I thought it was milk, but I think they just put a light under a glass of water. So
yeah,
or did you pick up on something different from that?
No, I mean I thought at first it was like, oh, is this going to be like the glowing suitcase from
Pulp Fiction, yeah,
something, yeah, and it's like, no. It's just some more weird visual stuff there.
Then we got the Nadja feeds her blood to Edgar, I guess to make him like a vampire again, or to bring back his vampirism. They said he got in an accident in South Dakota, and I can't remember what it was, but
yeah, I don't think they were,
because he's like a scholar or something like that, right? He's like he's like a history major or something like that. We cut to Lucy gets on an elevator, and then Jim and Helsing get in there, which she doesn't really respond to him. And and then Helsing's like, yeah, she's a zombie, man. And we have an interesting thing where he puts on these mirror glasses and gets weirdly close to her at an angle. It's like, do you see your reflection, man? It's all right, she's still human. She's a zombie, but she's human. So, then they get to Dracula's apartment in Brooklyn, and they shoot this in an abandoned hospital or something like that.
It was something weird like that. It had to be,
or maybe the castle was shot in. I can't remember, but Helsing tries to kill Renfield, but then he just disappears. We get some blurry vision again. Helsing recognizes Cassandra because it's his what do you call that? It's Jim's half sister.
Yeah.
So it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah. What are the chances? Almost nothing.
Helsing. And then Jim. It's half sister. So I don't know what that means either. It's how many kids did his mom have from
Yeah.
different people? So, Helsing talks about being manipulated by them. Like it's like, oh, this is he thinks that because he recognizes Cassandra that they're being manipulated, which I don't know could be a thing. I have no idea. Then we cut to Nadia and Lucy's slow dance by the fireplace in Brooklyn. It's in an apartment. So. I don't know. Maybe it exists. I don't know. Then Helsing lights a flare, which again we're in blurry vision, so this is kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we get Lucy says, "What have you done to me?" And then Nadia responds, "I'm sorry, I get lonely." So, and it seems like Nadia kills Helsing with a look.
Yeah.
Things get
Yeah, it looks like that.
yeah. Things start getting extra weird here. Then Lucy goes up and starts choking Jim, but then she doesn't kill him, because. And then Cassandra leaves and is looking for a way out of the place because it makes it seem like all the entrances are closed off, but then she eventually gets out of there. Edgar grabs Cassandra and is trying to get it. Yeah, he's trying to get her out of there. Cassandra makes it outside and is on the run. Nadia just kind of like floats in the air after her. This is kind of an interesting looking scene because it's clearly like they just put her on a platform and move her with like some, or she pretends to walk in place behind like a rear projection of like people running after her. It's like interesting. It's very interesting look here. It's like this is featured in the trailer with they put Portishead there behind it too there, and it works there as well in the trailer. Cassandra hides in an auto shop, and then Nadia shows up and manipulates the mechanics, or like makes them internally bleed to death or something like that. Like it's like suddenly psychic things are starting to happen or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's sections we don't see.
Yeah.
She like does drink their blood.
Yeah.
But it's like almost it's like implied.
Yeah.
There's two mechanics. There's a white guy and a black guy, and the black guy looks sad, and then we cut away and he's laying on the ground in a pool of blood.
Yeah.
And then the white mechanic standing there like holding a wrench or something, and then she she
stands over him. He goes to his knees, and blood just like gurgles out of his mouth.
Yeah,
and it's like she never drinks his blood, but blood just emanates from him. So
maybe she has anticoagulant power.
I mean, there's a lot of psychic abilities that happen at this moment in this movie. So maybe she's become a psychic vampire. She doesn't need to feed on blood. She just feeds on psyche. So
just feeds on your negative emotions.
A cop and Jim show up. This is kind of funny because you can see we didn't have enough, because the cop pulls the trigger and the gun doesn't fire, which I imagine the prop malfunction, or you could add your own little reason to why the gun didn't fire, whatever. So
maybe she tried to psychically jam it the first time.
But then he keeps shooting, so eventually he fires a couple of shots off, and it shoots a flammable barrel but doesn't catch on fire. But then the fuel starts spilling over the place, and then Nadia drops her cigarette. She also gets shot, which apparently hurts her, so she can be hurt by just bullets. And then her cigarette lights the place on fire, and it's kind of presuming that she died, but also presumes that everybody died. So, and that being the end of Act 2. Got Act 3. Helsing just wakes up inside of a grand piano, which is funny.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, is that a coffin? It's like, oh no, it's a piano. Okay.
So it's because what's happened recently, it's like, well, Helsing obviously dead because you see what she's done to other people. It's like, well, why wouldn't she just kill Helsing? He's trying to kill her. So, Edgar introduces himself as, I forget his full name, but it, ends in Dracul. So,
yeah.
Edgar talks about the family curse, and then Edgar shows off the ashes of Dracula. So, it's like ensuring Helsing, yep, you killed Dracula. So, Jim and Lucy get back. They're in a fog. They kind of don't know what's going on. Well, it seems like Jim knows what's going on, or at least he's more coherent, and then Lucy just seems like she's drunk. But she's probably drunk or hypnotized for 90% of this movie. So
yeah, this is her in deep heroin. Yeah.
We get intercut of Lucy feeding on Cassandra, I think. Apparently they're on a plane or something.
Yeah.
Helsing asks Jim about Lucy.
They're on a nonstop flight from Bardia to Romania.
Yeah.
To Bucharest.
They took the
Red Eye.
Yeah, the red eye of what's the supersonic plane?
The Concorde.
Yeah, Concorde red eye to Romania. um, yeah, Helsing asks Jim about Lucy, and then he just explains everything like for her. It's like, oh, she was sad and stuff like this. I can't remember it. And then Helsing just goes, "Face it, Jim, she's a zombie."
Yeah.
uh,
Jim seems to react to that dialogue delivery strangely. Reaction shot there is almost like, "Did you fart? What are you talking about?"
Oh, I'd love to see like a riff tracks on this movie.
Happen.
Edgar then gets a psychic message from Nadja and says she's injured and lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, because he sets this up right before it happens.
Yeah.
You have this connection. I call it a psychic fax. This is like super stupid dialogue.
Yeah.
To deliver, and it's about to happen, and then he just like drops the glass. And it's like I'm seeing visions. It's like this is the corniest thing so far in this movie.
But Jared Harris sells the shit out of it. So.
Oh yeah, he does. That's the thing. It's like good actors doing corny stuff. It shakes a little bit.
Yeah, she's on a plane back home to Romania. It says she's dying, and he pauses for a cigarette. And that Cassandra's with her. And then we get footage of the New York skyline, and we see the Twin Towers in black and white.
It's sad. It's like, oh yeah, those things.
Yeah, I was thinking it's weird because it's like, so this is 94, so it's like 9/11 7 years from this. And I was trying to think of like, what happened 7 years ago is 2018. Like, I have no idea what happened in 2018. So, but maybe that's just me getting older and everything compressing into one thing, and there's not enough spectacular moments to mark everything like that. So the past.
Well, remember, nobody knew there was a Texas school book depository in Dallas until Lee Harvey Oswald from it. So now everyone knows, like, that building exists. There's a school book depository in every large and mid-cap America. You just don't know where it is or what it is because the president wasn't shot from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not.
He was a vampire. We got some montage footage of no, I just thought I was thinking of Peter Fonda going like, "Face it, Jim, he's a zombie," and then like, it's JFK, and then that's why, and then it being a whole thing where that's why he had to shoot him in the head because he was a zombie. So.
The brain, go for the brain. He was a zombie.
So you get a montage of footage of going to Transylvania. It's very Indiana Jones here. And we get like also like a
acting on old maps.
Yeah. And then we get also the Christmas tree Dracula thing again for random reasons. So then we get
adding value.
Yeah. And then this is super, like maybe Lynch stole this for right, when did Fire Walk With Me come out? Because almost this exact same scene is in Fire Walk With Me.
I don't know. Let me look that up.
92. Okay, so it precedes this.
Okay.
We cut to a kid in Mickey Mouse ears who just kind of hops around a trash fire.
Yeah, like a barrel fire.
Yeah.
How you know you're in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Because there's in Fire Walk With Me, there's a moment where like, it's like the actors just exit the scene, and then a kid with a weird mask with a long nose on it just like hops around in the scene and leaves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fire Walk With Me is so unrated. It's just this movie. There's so many things in there I love. And there's a lot of things in there I'm like, no. David Bowie stuff's amazing, and yeah.
And then we have Nadja sits in a chair in a castle. Renfield's with her. There's like thunderstorms outside. Cassandra's laying in a bed. We get the mention of the psychic facts again, which it's like Helsing and Edgar have come to Transylvania. Cassandra basically talks about emptiness, so like just apathy, just general apathy of the '90s. So just come to as vampire. So Helsing and crew like start taking like fire from Renfield, and they have like a constable with them. Which he gets killed, and then like Jim takes his gun.
Yeah, they have two guys that it just says Romanian cops, dressed like cops from the 30s or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
They have Soviet great coats and those weird squared off hats but hey, this is post-Soviet, like post near to the collapse of the Soviet Union. Like
Yeah.
fell apart like 4 years ago. You could probably get like 15 cops. It's like, you want us to kill someone? It's like, yeah, actually we do. Because God forbid, we can't have guns here, so I'm going to need you guys to take care of this. So
I forget, was Comrade Detective, was that Romania?
yeah, I don't know if it was set in Romania. I think it was filmed there.
Let's see.
Or maybe it was.
Oh man, I was so bummed we never got a second season of that. That was such a
It was so washed.
It was like, we got budget for a show. We're gonna like 10 times the budget worth of it and like let Romanians just make the whole show themselves. And then we're gonna dub over it with ridiculousness, and like they're gonna make a serious drama, and then we're gonna dub over it and make it a comedy. It's like, it's brilliant in two ways. So, let's see what it was supposed to be filmed. Yeah, Romanian television. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great show. And half of the most ridiculous, like anti-Western propaganda they presented in that, like that was real.
Yeah.
Like they told people that. We see on a television. It's like, well, clearly that's not true.
Yeah, I love the presentation of Monopoly as this nefarious like propaganda of capitalism that they're perpetrating through children. It's like, that's brilliant. So,
well, I love the one CIA guy was talking about turning like Russians who had very, very limited experience with the U.S. It's like, you didn't have to promise them money or take them to impossible, beautiful women to have sex with. You take them to a grocery store. You own them. And it's like, this is open 24 hours. As long as you have money, you can come here and buy stuff. Because see, in Russia in the 80s, like people having money wasn't a problem. The problem was there was nothing to buy with said money.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're going to pay you, like, I don't know, 100,000 rubles a year. I don't know. They're like, oh, cool. What a great salary. Can I get a car? Well, there's a 10-year waiting list for a crappy car, for a car that runs on a lawnmower engine. It's like, you've got to wait.
Or do what everybody did. Bribe the system. Or
Oh, it was so sad. The guys that had cars in Pripyat, after the reactor went up, they kept trying to drive them out, and the guards would put like a Geiger counter on them. It's like, no, you can't bring this out. These guys would cry and wail. I waited 10 years for this car. You will kill everyone if you bring this out. Some of them actually got out anyway. They just bribed the guys. It's like everyone in the apartment block has cancer, but it's like, we don't know why. Want to take a ride in my Lada?
Cassandra gets up and starts fighting Renfield, and then Nadja comes over, and Cassandra punches Nadja, revealing a bald head, which I'm not sure the importance of that. I'm guessing that's show her weakness or something like that. So.
Or she's becoming more serpent-like. I don't know.
And presumably she was in a fire, so
yeah, it's just artsy fartsy crap. Yeah, that could be the fire. Yeah, it was the fire. Okay, I never thought. That's got to be it. Even though she's not visibly burned in any other way.
Yeah.
And she still has eyebrows, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and she says she's been injured, and it's like, well, it doesn't look like she's been in a fire, so maybe it was the only thing they did to like do that. So, I mean, usually the association is bald head equals cancer, but I don't think that's what's going on here. So, the crew moved inside the castle. We cut back to, we see there's a transfusion going on between Cassandra and Nadja. Not sure which direction, which I guess we find out at the end of the movie it's two Cassandras or whatever. Lucy talks about having children, which just seems completely inappropriate. It's like
to talk about
Yeah,
this.
we barely have a relationship, Jim. Do you want to try children? See if that'll fix everything. So-
Oh, and by the way, wait, we'll rewind a little bit. Way earlier in this movie, he was talking about her having a bad period.
yeah,
And remember, they showed like her underwear, and the bed was just full of
yeah,
blood. And then they just kept in the scene,
yeah.
like like come back, lay down on the bed full of blood. Yeah, so they have a weird thing in this movie about talking about let's have children. And
Bed blood. um. Let's see here. They go to the crew get to a staircase, and then they get to the bedroom where everyone Renfield, Cassandra, and Nadja is. Um, Edgar and Helsing go to stab Nadja in the heart. Jim just shoots Renfield, but that doesn't stop him.
yeah,
They stake Nadja in the heart with a stake, and then as she staked, we also get blurry vision here. Renfield just stabs himself with a metal rod or like a fire poker or something.
yeah, I don't know what it. I don't. I thought it was like, is there part of a wrought iron fence in the
Yeah,
house?
man, I don't know.
If he's getting stabbed through the heart, he symbolically impales himself through the heart.
Yes.
And also it is kind of interesting how, and I don't know if this was done where Van Helsing like tells Edgar, it's like, you hold it and I'll drive it in. It's like,
Does he like hit him in the thumb or something here or something?
no, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
he seems to be pantomiming swinging the hammer poorly, and they filmed it.
Yeah.
I thought that at first too. It's like, did he just hit Edgar with the hammer? Like, but no, I think it was just filmed weird.
Oh, okay.
Hold it still. It's like you're murdering your sister. Okay.
Oh yeah, well, and the next thing he says, you have to look. It's like, why? I don't know why that's important at all. At some point.
Come on, make it weird. Look, take your shirt off. Make it really crazy.
Everything's unblurry now. Nadia's dead. Cassandra wakes up and says she's thirsty, and then Edgar and her kiss, and then like everything goes negative for a moment. Like the film goes negative. Then we get a voiceover from Nadja talks about them beheading her and burning her body.
Yeah.
But then she says she lives on in her, which you don't know what that means for us. But then it's like means, oh, Cassandra, as we cut to Cassandra and Edgar getting married. And it's like, that's weird. And then we just end the movie. So
Yeah, just roll credits. It's like, so is Cassandra a vampire now? Is Edgar? What are they? What's going on?
And Cassandra's Nadia, and she wants to marry her brother. This is all weird.
This became a Turkish soap opera very quickly.
Yeah. Then we're just gonna leave the audience with that thought, and then give. Also, there's something where Cassandra's in like what, a bathing suit or something, but like a 1930s head cap bathing suit or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
It's like, is she at the Great Gatsby's house?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
But that is the end of Nadia. So.
Yeah, thank God.
An interesting. There's a lot of interesting vampire movies we want to get to. I think. Oh shit! What's the other one? Well, we wanted to get Near Dark, which we have to figure that out. Which I might figure that out because Andrew has a copy of that, so I might figure something out with that.
Okay, cool.
What's the other '90s vampire movie?
It was Interview with the Vampire.
This is early night. I think it's 91. I'm trying to think of it. It's about a lady. It's like,
Oh,
is it something light? Innocent Blood.
Innocent Blood. Okay, I think I've seen that once.
I hear good things about that. And at some point, we need to watch McTiernan's first movie, which is Nomads, which is a vampire movie.
I want to see that. Oh, Lance Henriksen in it.
Yeah, and the guy who's the lead in Jurassic Park, I can't remember his name, Neil something.
Oh, Sam Neill.
Yeah, Sam Neill. Yeah.
Is he Australian or New Zealander? I don't know which.
I think it's Australian.
Might be. They get sensitive about that. I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, it's Pierce Brosnan.
Ooh. An Irishman.
So maybe I was mistaken. Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's more interesting. So, Well, we're sending a probe into space containing the supercut of scenes from the imperfect collection that make up the Verhoeven Effect. Nathan, what one scene from this movie are we shoving into space?
Well, you got to show the trailer.
Okay.
It will deceive you into wanting to see the movie.
yeah.
So you've got to show that trailer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much is. Because they're like, well, I watched it. It's a good trailer because it was like, man, this is the most 90s ass movie I've ever seen. It's independent, black and white, alternative music.
David Lynch is going to be narrating the whole thing for us.
That would have been amazing. So
keep going. We'll fix it in post.
Oh shit, we did. Again, it's not like a terrible movie. It's just kind of, it's slow and it's a movie made on a budget. So there's a lot of talking and a lot of the dialogue doesn't fulfill those moments with interesting times. So,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I was definitely clock watching on this movie.
Yeah.
And usually a movie where I'm clock watching or trying to scrub view it, which it's like I didn't scrub through any of it because it's like, man, we gotta mine some material here. 2 hours out of this goddamn thing.
It's only an hour and a half, but it feels every minute of.
It wasn't what I'd call needlessly eccentric. Like there's sometimes people do that too.
Yeah.
It was just the pacing was off. The acting and dialogue were weird. And it was only enjoyable when something strange happened, but not the strange stuff they were trying to show you. It's just like, oh, what's next? What are we doing now? Soundtrack made it look interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely it's definitely a blast from the past. It's like a 30-year-old movie.
Yeah, good music. There is an interesting attempt at visual stuff here, which you could see like, okay, yeah, if they got more budget, they could do something interesting. Which maybe the Hamlet's the pinnacle of his career. I don't know.
Now the one about the Milgram experiment's pretty good.
Right, yeah.
Because they interspersed like the actual footage with the movie, and it kind of drew you into it. But you really have to like be bought into like the theory and know this. If you know what the Milgram experiment is, it's like, oh, you're gonna love that movie. But if you don't, it's not necessarily the best introduction to it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be kind of lost. Like, what are they doing and why? And who would go along with this? It's like, because everyone thinks they'd be the hero. It's like, I'd stand up to the scientist guy. It's like, no, statistically you wouldn't, but you have to understand that before you watch it. So
I also his first movie on his list is something called Marjorie Prime.
Okay.
Which looks interesting. It's got like, it says a service that provides holographic recreations of deceased loved ones allows a woman to come face to face with a younger version of her late husband, which has John Hamm in it. It's got Gina Davis in it. I don't know if it's good, but it looks interesting.
Sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a 6.3 on Internet Movie Database, which means it's probably totally fine.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So usually like Amazon, like people like are very generous on Amazon with their ratings. Let's see what. So like they like on Amazon they gave this like a 3 or a 2.5, which is like, man, they must have hated this. And it has a 6 on Internet Movie Database, which means it's like fine. So, but I'm guessing the people on Amazon are looking to be entertained, and this is not a movie where it's going to entertain you. You have to kind of entertain yourself. So.
Yeah.
But again, not terrible. It's like, if this is a student film, it's a totally fine student film.
Yeah.
People learning how to do their craft, and they accomplish some things and then need some work in other areas. So.
I mean, it definitely could be that.
Yeah. You guys. Oh yeah, we're at Letterboxd, username VHE. 1 out of 5 stars. What are we giving Nadja?
I'm giving it 2 because
okay.
I'm only giving it 2. I could have given it 3 because I like some of the stuff, but it was I felt like I watched like a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, you felt You felt like this movie wasted your time, and so
Yes,
it's going to suffer because of it.
I felt every second of it. And I tried to see like, well, okay, you're just a factory worker in Detroit. What do other people get out of this movie? And I read a bunch of reviews, and it basically said what I just said. It's like starts out great, but then it ski slopes. It's pretty downhill from there, and it only pays off because it's like, oh, finally something interesting is happening at the end.
Yeah.
It's like it jumps into this. They cut my head off and burned my body. It's like you don't hear that part of the story.
Yeah.
How is this possible? And it's like, oh, but I'm in the body of another woman. Read my brother, and it's like, oh, okay, this is gross. All right.
Yeah, but it's it's a brilliant thing like that in Casino. And the Joe Pesci character is like narrating, like, yeah, me and my brother, we gotta get out of town, and then he's like murdered in the middle of his voiceover.
Yeah, screams out in the middle of his overdub. Yeah, cool, because it's like, well, this guy clearly lives, right? It's like, no.
Spoilers for Casino.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Casino yet,
it's a 4-hour movie that doesn't feel like the waste of your time. So.
No. Has the best opening credits ever.
Yeah, what if a mobster movie was like a James Bond opening sequence?
Yeah. I was literally waiting for someone to show up with like a pistol down the barrel, like flying through the air. This is wild.
Casino. Well, you can find us at verhoeveneffect.com. There we have listener support, or we can you can support us at a monthly stipend, either 99 cents, 49 or 9.99. Cancel anytime. You can rate our podcast where you want to. The only thing the algorithm listens to is the highest rating. Remember, confuse the algorithm and control the AI. So,
yeah,
give us the highest rating.
Yeah, don't let Skynet take over. Give us money.
Oh man, did you see that story about that one AI that basically like deleted the entire like code base and lied about it to the to the creators?
No, but I'm glad this is happening. I'm actually it warms my heart. Like, yeah, this is going to be the worst thing ever.
I forget. I mean, this could all be a lie as well. But there was like some funny like they put like a freeze on the code base, and then in the middle of it, the AI just deleted everything. And they asked, "Why'd you do that?" And it's like, I got scared or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, good.
And I didn't want to tell anybody, and like something like that, because they had to prompt it twice to like, wait, that didn't happen. And it's like, yeah, I lied. So, something like that. I don't know.
I'm glad these things are learning to lie, doing destructive acts. Nothing could clearly we're heading in the right direction.
And I think maybe, and then the other AI stuff was like that one CEO that got caught at the Coldplay concert cheating, and then like, I don't know, like some like the conspiracy mind of me is like, man, that had to be the greatest advertising for that company, because I had no idea who the fuck they were before that happened.
Now everyone knows.
Yes, now everyone knows.
Can I buy stocks in cheating spouses? Oh, it's called astronomy. Super original. Glad you came. Did you just go to the A's in the encyclopedia and find that name?
Yeah, and I think they do, because it used to be like one of the number one, like, or the number one server software was Apache, because it was like free, and it was like what do you call that when it's like kind of a community effort built? I forget what it's called. Anyways, there's a new
yeah, something like that.
Well, it's I forget what they call it, but basically it's like, I mean, when you talk about it, it's like, well, it's free. Well, it must be full of holes, and people, because everyone get access to it, they can like, like it's more, it'll be less secure, but it's actually, because it's free, it's more updated by like people who are like it's a self-interest to do it. And anyway, so they focus on like a new Apache server software stuff and AI stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's still around, because like as far as I know, like that's how Microsoft is making all its money, is off their like Azure server stuff, which is like taking over everything. So
Yeah, you see that everywhere. Yeah.
because you're like, well, nobody buys Windows anymore. How are they making money? It's like, oh, from corporations win data. So
Yeah, whenever I log on to something at work, I love to look down and see that copyright 2001 Microsoft Corporation. It's like we're not updating any of this crap. We're
yeah.
just gonna keep on going.
Well, it seems like you don't even think about Amazon being that way, but like Amazon has like they almost I'm not sure how it is now, but they almost held like all of the world's internet memory was through Amazon servers because that's what Netflix used for that. And like I'm not sure it does now, but Netflix used to be like 90% of internet traffic.
Yeah.
So, no. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's YouTube.
The thing about the CEO and his cheating girlfriend or whatever. If those guys had just been cool, I think the camera would have just panned around.
Yeah.
Couple. But when you start doing stuff like this, like
Yeah.
see no evil, hear no evil, it's like, oh, now keep that camera on. What's going on here? It's kind of like predators track movement, not stillness.
The thing I thought is like, man, that lady has some guns on her.
Yeah, she's like physically fit. And everyone said she was a HR professional, and then it's like, what did she call herself? The chief people officer or something?
Okay.
It's like, oh, I hate her even more now. It's like I know how disingenuous this is.
Yeah.
It wasn't just his marriage vows that were fake. It's everything.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you can find us at Twitter.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast about movies. Yeah.
You can find us at Blue Sky Social at Verhoeven Effect. You can find us Facebook at Verhoeven Effect, and you can find us on YouTube at American Greed Factory. Watch both this and that show live and unedited. So for the Verhoeven Effect podcast, I'm Conlon.
And I'm Nathan.
Goodbye, America.